Hey, how's it going? Preseason is done for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm relieved. I've been wanting it to end for the last week now. We got a couple games to wrap things up tonight. But now that all four preseason games are done, I want to take my stab at the 53-man roster. So, as for the game last night, real quick, I thought we played real well. A lot of backups showed me something. I was really happy to see some of the backup receivers do big things, trying to fight for that position as the fifth receiver on our team. Jeff Rowe did some good things. Mike Teal had some good plays. So there was good fighting at the quarterback spot. I even had a little bit of a inner debate over the running back position. So real happy with how that played out. We got some good pressure from our defensive line and linebackers, so really pleased with how things turned out. Okay, 53-man roster. Quarterback, I'm going to say we keep 3 on the 53-man roster. Matt Hasselbeck, Seneca Wallace, and I'm going to say we keep Mike Teal because he did show something in this preseason, and maybe we'll want to work with him and have him in case the worst happens. Running back. Julius Jones, obviously we're going to keep. Edgerrin James, we just signed him. Of course we're going to have him active. And Justin Forsett. I think this is the year Forsett gets to stay on the active roster in a more permanent role because, last year it was Jones, we had Duckett, we had a logjam of running backs, and we just didn't have room for Forsett. This year, I think he can make third string there. So I said we keep 3 running backs. Fullback. I say we keep 2. Justin Griffin, we did sign him at a free agency, so I can only assume we intend to keep him. And Owen Schmidt. I think we like what we've seen from him so far enough to keep him, and, I like him. I think he could become a fan favorite. Wide receiver. I'm thinking we keep 5. Ushmanzada, Deion Branch, Nate Burleson, Dion Butler. Those are obviously the top 4. And that's a great top 4. I like all those guys. I think all those guys can do great things. 5, I think last night was kind of like a wide receiver duel. Who's going to get the 5th spot? I think Obo Manu won it. He had the great touchdown catch. He had some special teams plays. So I think Obo Manu gets that 5th spot. I personally think Jordan Kent can be better than Ben Obo Manu, but he got hurt last night, and what's more, he's just not showing that he can be better than Obo Manu. So Ben Obo Manu gets the 5th wide receiver spot. Tight end, John Carlson, Joe Newton. Newton had a touchdown grab in a game a couple weeks ago, so I think that might put him over the edge for the backup tight end spot. I like him better than any of our other backup tight ends anyway, so I say he gets the spot. Left tackle, Walter Jones, Kyle Williams. Walter Jones, I don't know if he's going to be back in time for the first game or not. I would hope so, but I think we're going to keep Kyle Williams behind him. It feels like we seem to like him more than any other backup left tackle. Left guard, I say Rob Sims. Looks like we're going to kind of try and move him over to left guard, and Max Unger. Now, Max Unger can play center and right guard as well, so that's good to have. Steve Vallos can also move from center to either guard spot, apparently. Speaking of center, Chris Spencer, hopefully when he gets back, he can start, and Steve Vallos is the backup center. He'll probably start for a couple weeks. Right guard, Mansfield Rotto, so we only keep 1 right guard, but obviously we can move people over there in case something happens. But, Rotto was a guy that I really liked coming out of college, but he was a project, and maybe now it's time for him to get on the field and show something. Right tackle, Sean Locklear and Ray Willis. So that's 24 offensive players. And let me just say, this is to guys like Justin Forsett and Ben Obo Manu. The preseason's all good and well, but I want to see something in the regular season. I really do. Last year, Justin Forsett lit up the preseason, but never had a chance to do anything in the regular season, so fat lot of good that did us. You see that with a couple other players on pretty much every team, but I want to see something in meaningful games from these guys. Hopefully we see it. Defense, left end. I have our defensive line running really deep because I know we're going to be cranking the rotation a lot, so I have us keeping a lot of defensive linemen. I think it's the best thing for this team. Left defensive end, Corey Redding, Lawrence Jackson, Baratka Atkins. I was originally going to have Atkins get on the practice squad, but there was room for him, so I said we keep 3 left defensive ends. Left defensive tackle, Brandon Mebane, Craig Terrell, Michael Bennett. Bennett is another one of those guys, preseason warrior. Can you do something in the regular season? Show me something. Come on. Right defensive tackle, Colin Cole and Red Bryant. I think we pretty obviously are going to keep those guys. Right defensive end, Patrick Kearney, Darryl Tapp, Nick Reed. Nick Reed, preseason warrior. Show me something in the regular season because he was one of the best players in the league in the preseason, but gotta show me something when it matters, and it looks like he will because he's got a hell of a motor. Just, getting there. When you're not going to get too many opportunities this season, but when you do, you got to take advantage. Outside linebacker, Leroy Hill, Aaron Curry, Will Herring, and I originally did not have him on the active roster, but after some, second drafts, I was able to squeeze him on. D.D. Lewis, so that's 4 outside linebackers. Middle linebacker, Lofa Tatupu and David Hawthorne. I like our backup linebackers a lot. Herring, Lewis, Hawthorne. I like our linebackers a lot. Cornerback, Marcus Trufant, who is still hurt. Maybe he'll be back for week 1. I don't really know. Ken Lucas, Kelly Jennings, Josh Wilson, and I say we keep one more, Kevin Hobbs, just because Trufant, we don't know what's going to happen with his injury. So that's 5 cornerbacks. Strong safety, Deion Grant, Jordan Babineau. Babineau can also play corner or free safety, so that's a good player to have around. That's 2 strong safeties. Free safety, Brian Russell and C.J. Wallace. Mainly for special teams. That's 2 free safeties. So we got 50 total players. So all we have left is the kicker. I want to keep Brandon Coutu. I think he's just as good as Moray. He's just a lot younger. So I say we just make that move now. Brandon Coutu is our kicker. Punter, John Ryan. John Ryan had an awesome preseason. And long snapper, Kevin Hauser. So that's the 53-man roster. Hopefully that's good enough for our special teams and stuff. I like this squad. I was able to fit more players on it than I thought. I don't really feel like we're going to miss much of anything by losing players, but I do have a practice squad as well. Practice squad, I say quarterback Jeff Rowe. He showed me enough last night to make me think maybe we need to hold on to him or at least try. So quarterback Jeff Rowe. Running back Devin Moore. I did not like him before last night, but last night he showed me something. He played awesome. Wide receiver Jordan Kent and wide receiver Mike Hass. I don't want to lose these guys if I can help it because I think they have a lot of potential. Left defensive end Derek Walker. Maybe we won't keep a lineman on the practice squad because we have so many on the team, but Derek Walker did do some good things last night. I think he had a sack, did do some good work, so I'd like to be able to keep him. Outside linebacker Lance Laurie. He's a special teamer kind of guy. No room for him on this team, but he's a good player as far as a backup role is concerned. Cornerback Travis Fisher. I do feel like we need some extra secondary depth because of the Trufant situation, and free safety Jamar Adams. I think all those players are practice squad eligible, but it's possible some of them are too old, like maybe Lance Laurie. I'm not totally sure how that rule works. Maybe Travis Fisher, in which case we would probably bring in an offensive lineman or another cornerback if those guys cannot be on the practice squad. So that's my take right now. It'll probably be a little different from this, but that's what I would like. That's what I think has a fair shot at happening. This preseason actually did get me kind of excited and made me think a little better of our chances because we're bringing in all these new people, all these new coaches, and sometimes it takes a little while to adjust, for your players to adjust to the new coaches and stuff. But we look ready as we'll ever be. So there won't be hopefully a lot of confusion when the season sets in now a little over a week. So that's my 53-man roster. That's really all I got. I don't care about the games tonight, so I'll just say see you guys later.